Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It depends on when you are watching this. This is the Ernie Meyer Show, and we are talking about the daily table talks of basically giving you free content. And today I have a co-host. Her name is Natalie King, and she's from the UK. So we are bringing the two countries together again in business. Yes, we are. Natalie, hello. How are you today? And please tell the audience exactly what you are doing.
So good afternoon, good evening, because it's afternoon right now. Ernie's sitting in the morning. I am in the afternoon. And yes, it's been a beautiful sunny day here in England. And I'm so excited to be bringing this. And I'm going to be bringing you confidence. I'm going to be bringing you superpowers. I'm going to be bringing you imposter syndrome, or not bringing that to you. I'll actually be bringing you a way that you can kick that to the curb. I'll be helping you deal with that self-doubt, and you know, that little jibber jabber that goes on in your head. You don't need that jibber jabber. It is a waste of energy and time, and I'm going to be helping you to just get rid of it. And all through that, be helping you with your confidence and your superpower confidence. And I'm so excited to be here with you today, Ernie.
I am excited to have you along and be a co-host of our show at least once a week to start with, and we will see how things progress from there. You know, Natalie is talking about the little jibber jabber that's in your mind, and we're talking about limited beliefs, fear, and self-sabotage of confidence. And Natalie is an expert at helping people do that, and I am an expert at telling people or showing people what is really sabotaging their mind. Today, we are brought to you by our sponsor. It's called the eFit Mini Gym. That is only 2 foot square, and it takes up less room than most of your exercise equipment, and it's far less in cost. And I don't know what it would cost to ship it over to the UK, over to you, but you know, as Natalie says, there are small homes over there compared to the ones in the United States. And a lot of people like the mini gym because we can actually take that and put it in our hotel or carry tray or what have you that we have when we travel. So imagine having a little gym that does over 99% of what these big machines will do for you. And those big machines are good. Let me tell you, they are great. I've had them in the past, but these are really great. So Natalie, why don't you take it away for about 5 minutes, 4 minutes, and tell the people exactly what you're going to offer our audience.
So as I mentioned, I'm going to be offering confidence. I'm going to be offering you a way to really connect with your confidence. And for today, I've got an ebook that you can download that you can there's some tips, there's some information in that. And there's some great ideas on how you can really start to connect with that superhero that's inside of you. You know, that one that's deep down, you can bring it out and reconnect. And guess what? You don't need to wear your underwear over your trousers. It's great. You can just bring it out, and it can be there to support you while you're building your business.
That is great.
But I have something for you today. I have something for you today as a way to learn about Ernie and myself, because this is about you seeing who we are. Now, I live in the UK. Ernie lives in the United States. And we were talking music the other day. And I had a realization, and it was I don't know, it's just one of those funny thoughts that come into your head. Now, there are 2 bits of music that we really like. And one was the Beatles, and the other one was country. So my question to you is, which one of us is a Beatles fan and which one of us is a country music fan? We might answer that for you later on. It's just something to really think about. But I'll give you a little tiny caveat. Don't assume it's the one that you think it will be. So let's see. Let's see. We'll answer that question when we finish chatting here, because it's just a bit of fun, and it's a way that you can really start to learn who we are. Because at the end of the day, we are people just like you.
So, that's very true. Thank you very much. You know, you can put your question or your guess in the comments below. And you can also ask us questions and say, I have a question for Natalie. How will you do this? And we will have the links to download her ebook on our YouTube and other channels that we have putting out there to the world. But in addition to that, you can email me specific questions down below if you are shy and don't want to put your little comment down below. And I know a lot of people don't raise their hand in crowds and go, oh, I've got a question. Maybe you're one of those. So, feel free to ask, and you can ask at meeterniemeyer.com, and we'll answer your questions and say, this question is for Natalie, and I'll make sure she gets it, because I want you to have the best of the offerings that we have for you.
And it
Natalie,
helps
what
us
do you
as
have?
well. It helps us as well. If you ask questions, we know what it is that you want. We want
Right.
to be offering you what you want. We have
Perfect.
ideas,
Yes.
but you are the one who has the questions and who would like the answers. So yeah, please do. And we will be happy to answer them.
That's very true. Otherwise, we'll just be babbling on what we think you want and not knowing what you do want. We'll sound like a person trying to get you into network marketing. And that's the wrong way to do it. We don't want you to get into a business or anything. And we're not promoting any business here. We're to help you with your business or starting your business or getting that confidence to have your own business. Natalie, what do you think?
Oh, I think a lot of stuff. So what do you mean? What do I think about? Give me something specific. Give me something juicy.
Oh, well, let's see. Let's talk about how people come to you lacking confidence and what they walk away with.
So yes, they come to me, and it's usually come to me because they lack self-belief. They have as I mentioned earlier, the jibber jabber that goes, I'm not worth it, I can't do it. Oh, I'll never be able to do it. I'll never be confident. I'll never have that business. I'll never have that wife. I'll never have that husband. I'll never have, I never. And this is that jibber jabber that keeps going on in your head. And maybe you already have a business and you're struggling to get clients. Maybe you feel insecure about going to network meetings. Whatever it is, this is when people come to me and it's like needing help with a specific problem that they have, not realizing that the core of that problem is most probably confidence. So one of the ways that my clients walk away from is having an understanding of what they can do in order to make changes. So is it about lack of clients? Okay, what do you need to do to be able to grow clients? Is it that you need to go networking? Oh my God, who likes networking? It is scary. You got to stand up in a room full of strangers and then pitch yourself for, 20 seconds, usually 30 seconds, 40 seconds, 2 minutes even. And then they come to you and say, can you give a 10-minute presentation? It's like, oh my word. I know this happens in the UK, and I think it happens in America as well. And these are scary thoughts, scary ideas, but you still want to be growing your business. You're passionate about it, what it is that you're doing. You started your business because it's something you want to help people with, what it is that you're offering. And if you're worried about talking about it or sharing it, how are they going to hear you? And so this is where I come in with helping with confidence, and it's finding what it is that's needed. And then what can we do to help you to move forward? And these table talks that we're going to be doing, you're going to get tips, you're going to get hints, you're going to get tips on what you can do.
Yes, when we talk about different things like that, audience, we are talking about helping you break through those barriers, the confines in your mind, the things you were brought up and programmed to believe in yourself. Mm-hmm. Things like, oh, we can't afford it. What do you think? Money grows on trees, the greedy are rich. Well, then become rich and show them that they're not greedy. And I have a whole list of new friends that I have met in the last year who are rich and are not greedy. Believe me, they are very giving people. And these rich people and celebrities that I have come in contact with are regular people like you and I. And what happens is a lot of these celebrities, for the guys, you remember the best looking woman in high school, the best gal? She sat at home at night a lot of times at different dances and different things because everybody was afraid to go after her or ask her out. Well, that's basically what happens here. And you have those limited beliefs behind you. Break through. That's
And
what we offer.
We carry them from childhood.
Yes.
They are of no use whatsoever.
Right. What if I would have believed that when I was in 7th grade that I was put in some class, and I don't mean to offend anybody here, but this is the way I was labeled. And you may think of me this way today. Who cares? They classified me as a dumb retard. And that's because I fell way behind because of medical issues that happened to me in the 4th grade when I was a straight A student. But I showed them and I became popular. Imagine being a retard in the 7th grade and having a red eye, a big birthmark all over your face to boot. Was I going to get a girlfriend? I wouldn't even get that beautiful girl that would be sitting home every Friday night or Saturday night. Guess what? It doesn't matter what your barriers in the past were. What is mattered is what happens to you today. Can you think of anything that happened to you in the past that why you're so passionate about what you do today, Natalie?
I hated school. I hated school. I was not an straight A student by any measure, but I had a passion for learning and I loved learning. But one thing that I experienced at school was bullying, very, very bad bullying, which meant that I had no friends. I was always on my own. And I believed that for a lot of years after leaving school, I believed that I was not worth having friends or knowing anyone because I kept getting told that as a child growing up in school and in high school. And you then, you leave school, you go into your job and you start to think, but I'm not worth having any friends because that's what I was told. But actually, guess what? I am worth having friends and I'm worth getting to know the right people to know me. I don't just want to know everybody. But the thing is, that's what happens. But we can take these lessons and we can choose, because we always have a choice, we can choose what we're going to do with it. So do we sit in victim mode and think, oh, woe is me, this happened to me, therefore I can't do anything? Or do we choose, no, let's go and show them? So what do you choose, Ernie?
I'll tell you that I know I've had many barriers in my life and I chose to break through them. What got me from being labeled in the 7th grade to being labeled in the 10th grade was that I became really good at playing the drums, and I was in a rock star group and what have you by the time I was in 10th grade, and I was popular again, but I got mixed up with the wrong crowd. And I spent a few times in juvenile court.
Now he tells me.
Oh, yeah. I just gave it away there.
Oh, this is a show.
We're going to talk about people that have had hardened criminal records that have made it in life. Mm-hmm. And we're going to talk about that as we move forward. So it doesn't matter what your past was. And it sounds like a lot of issues that we have here in the United States with people getting ahead is the same issues that people in the UK and all over the world have when it comes to bettering yourself, to doing things better, and making a difference in your life and the life of other people. Natalie, do you have any final thoughts before we say goodbye to our people out here?
So I have one final thought and one answer. The final thought is make the choice. Make the choice to make a difference. Because even if you don't make a difference and you just carry on the way you are, you're choosing to carry on the way things are. So you either make the choice to stay where you are and not do anything, or you make the choice and think, okay, what can I do to start to make a difference in my life, to start to change the way things are happening in my life. The choice is yours, and we always have a choice. Even when you think you don't have a choice, dig deep and you will realize that you have a choice. So remember that you always have a choice. Ernie and I made choices as we went along. Some most probably were the right ones, some most probably were wrong, but they helped us to get out of the I'm a victim mode, and you can too. My other thing that I want to share with you or to answer, because I'm one of these people, I don't like to have questions hanging. So I'm not going to leave you on a cliffhanger, because I don't like cliffhangers. You might be assuming that me being in the UK, that I'm a Beatles fan. And you might be assuming that because Ernie's in the States, he might be a country fan. Ernie is the Beatles fan, and I am the country singing or country music fan. So don't assume and don't judge people what you think it might be. So I thought I would just share that little bit of nugget so that you know. So if you want to get into Ernie's good graces, it's Beatles all the way. For me, it's country music. So simples.
We're the complete opposite of Donnie and Marie. She's a little bit country and I'm a little bit rock and roll. So I remember in my Edison, New Jersey, where I grew up, a picture of Paul McCartney in Metuchen, the next township over. And I said, what's he doing in Metuchen? And everybody said, well, his wife is from Edison. I says, no, she isn't. She was from New York. Her last name was Eastman. She was the photographer of the Eastman estate who chased Paul McCartney until he fell in love with her and married her. No, this was his second wife in Edison, New Jersey, but she didn't go to the same high school that I went to. She went to a different high school. And that's why Paul McCartney was pictured in Metuchen. And I thought, man, that would be really cool. And I really admire the genius of this person. And I look at different genius of different people. And in our following sessions, we will talk about superstars, both in today's market and yesteryears as well. And Natalie brought up a good theme for our next one. It's called Make the Choice. And you're saying, well, how do I make the choice? It's kind of like when I used to listen to Tony Robbins, and this guy's great. What's the difference between him and us? We're reachable. Tony Robbins has an army of people who are coaches, and getting in front of Tony Robbins, which is someday I will do. And he will say, Ernie, it's about time you showed up. But I remember back in the early 90s buying a 30-day cassette tape. Yeah, cassettes from Tony Robbins when he first became famous and was on the circuit. And one of his things on there, like his 13th or 14th session, was improve yourself 1% a day. And I thought, well, how? Well, it's just like we threw it out there. Natalie threw it out there. She made you a challenge. She said, make a choice. Well, how do you make a choice? What do you make a choice in? And we're going to talk to you. So next week, and we're going to answer that question for you. So, Natalie, say goodbye to our audience.
Goodbye, audience. It's been great to see you, and I'll see you next week.
That sounds great. And remember, who's been feeding your mind? What have you been allowing in your mind? Goodbye, everybody.